I was riding on the Mayflower when I thought I'd spied some land. I yelled for Captain Arab, I'll have you understand. He came running to the deck and he said, boys, forget the whale. We're going over yonder, cut the engine, change that sail. On the bowline we sang that melody like all tough sailors do when we're far away at sea. I think I'll call it America, I said as we hit land. I took a deep breath and I fell down, I couldn't stand. And Captain Arab, he started writing up some deeds. He said, let's set up a fort and we'll buy this place with beads. And just then this cop comes down the street and he was crazy as a loon. He throws us all in jail, we were carrying harpoons. Well, me, I busted out, don't even ask me how. I went to get some help and I walked by a Guernsey cow who directed me down to the Bowery slums, where people carried signs around that said, hey, ban them bums. Well, I jumped right in line and I said, I hope that I ain't late, when I realized I hadn't eaten for 5 days straight. Well, I went into a restaurant, I was looking for the cook. I told him I was the editor of a famous etiquette book. Well, the waitress, he was handsome, he wore a powder blue cape. I ordered some Suzette, I said, could you please make that crepe? And just then the whole kitchen exploded from boiling fat. All food was flying everywhere and I left without my hat. Well, I didn't mean to be nosy, but I went into a bank to get some bail for Arab and all them boys back in the tank. They asked me for some collateral and I pulled down my pants. Well, they threw me in an alley when up comes this girl from France who invited me to her house. I went, but she had a friend who rocked me out and knocked my boots, and I was on the street again. Well, I rapped upon a house that had that US flag upon display. I said, could you help me out? I got some friends down the way. He said, to get out of here, I'll tear you limb from limb. I said, you know they refuse Jesus too. And he said, well, you're not him. Get out of here before I break your bones, I ain't your pop. I decided to have him arrested, so I went looking for a cop. Well, I ran right outside and I hopped inside a cab. I ran out the other door when this Englishman said fab, as he watched me leave a hot dog stand and a chariot that stood parked across from a building advertising brotherhood. Well, I ran through the front door like any hobo sailor does. It was just a funeral parlor and the man asked me who I was. Well, I repeated that my friends were all in jail with a sigh. He gave me his card and he said, call me if they die. I shook his hand and said goodbye and I ran out to the street when his bowling ball came down the road and it knocked me off of my feet. Well, the payphone, it was ringing and it just about blew my mind when I picked it up and I said hello. Well, this foot came through the line. Well, about this time I was fed up at trying to make a stab at bringing back any help for my friends and Captain Arab. So I decided to flip a coin, like either heads or tails would let me know if I should go back to ship or back to jail. So I hocked my sailor suit and I got a coin to flip, and it came up tails with rhymes with sails, so I made my way to the ship. Well, I got back, I took that parking ticket off the mast. I was ripping it to shreds when this Coast Guard boat went past. They asked me my name and I said Captain Kidd. Well, they believed me, but they wanted to know just exactly what I did. I told them for the Pope of Uruk I was employed. They let me go right away. They were very paranoid. Well, last I saw Arab, he was stuck on a whale that was married to the deputy sheriff of the jail. But the funniest thing was as I was leaving bed, I saw 3 ships a-sailing. They was all heading my way. And I asked the captain what his name was and how come he didn't drive a truck. And he said his name was Columbus, so I just said good luck.